Hello, Christian here, and welcome to the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. Today, it's just me, and today we're talking about the high performer who is coasting, the entrepreneur who is busy but just not bold, and the executive who's successful but not stretched. So, with that, I want to say welcome to the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. My name is Christian. I'm your host for today. If you haven't done so, please check the notification bell so you have all of the new episodes be coming out with. Also, click below and like this episode or share it with somebody who you feel can benefit from hearing today's conversation. So we have spent so much time designing comfort to our business, scalable systems, predictable funnels, workflows that just run. And here's the problem: comfort doesn't build greatness. Comfort protects the past. Discomfort builds the future. I want to talk to you today about what entrepreneurs running from, and they're using discomfort on purpose. And there's one thing most of them don't. They don't use that as a business strategy. In this call, in this session, we're gonna kill the comfort because everything you want is on the other side of the conversation you're avoiding, a risk you're delaying, and the decision you're overthinking. So, with that, I want to go into, we talk a lot about comfort is a killing edge. It could be your killing edge. Today, we talk about the default is comfort once the business is stable. We can also talk about the comfort is a team which is stagnant and which just goes through the motion, has absolutely zero culture. And for me, it reminds me of a company I once worked for. Um, and they did amazing things to start out with. And then they got to a certain level and there was status quo. There was no innovation. There was no discomfort. And every time we pushed for that, we got told no. No, we can't do this because of money reasons. No, we can't do this because it's a little bit outside of what we're doing. But for me, there was a quote I heard, and it goes as discomfort is the price of admission for growth. If it feels safe, it's probably not strategy. And that's for me one of the big takeaways. So the goal isn't about tolerant discomfort, it's to schedule it. Which brings me to my next part. When we talk about discomfort overall, how do you reframe discomfort as a tool for leadership, for innovation, for expansion? And for me, it's simple. You guys know I like three simple things. And for me, it's discomfort in sales, making the big ask, discharging premium. And then it's also discomfort in visibility, sharing boldly, showing up with opinions. And then also discomfort is a decision making with speed and certainty. And I was once taught if your team isn't a very little nervous about what you're doing next, you're probably not leading. Excuse me. And most people, most people don't even know. Most people know they aren't brave or braver than you. They just got used to the tension. And for me, comfort zone is really simple. So if you put it in three, so there's comfort zone and is about recharge, reflection, and you do what's working. And also couraging zone is stretching its risk. And that's, hey, what's coming next? And then there's the chaos zone, which is innovation, experiment, what's broken or what's worth breaking. in a great week, or if you have a great week and you can include all three of them, do most leaders include all three of them? Most leaders live in that comfort zone with where courage kind of sometimes visit it. It's not the comfort zone or the zone where they flipped at. And for me, there's a single thing we can not just do about or talking about it differently. So there's a little challenge. This week, or, it's Friday, so maybe next week, the one thing that makes you uncomfortable, what is that for you? But it moves your mission forward. Make an ask, fire out or fire up an excuse, raise a price, record a podcast, launch a damn thing. Kill the comfort before it's killing the momentum. And if this hits home for you, share it with somebody who is already leading louder. I will see them and I will see you in a chaos zone. Because for me, that's what this podcast is all about. I want you to think differently, because living in that zone keeps things for comfort. And you guys know that in order to kill comfort, you need to lead out of the normal now, out of the normal and out of the ordinary. And for me, it's really simple. Doing this and living in that uncomfortable or in that zone where all of that kind of comes together is where you introduce transactions, where do you introduce a subtle tension to introduce that. And for me, the 3 zones of mishap, and I will talk about this a little bit later because that was a big one for me. And remember what we talked about first. Discomfort is the price of admission for growth. It feels safe. It's probably not strategy. And for me, that transition needs to be, so the goal isn't just about tolerating discomfort. It's about scheduling it, which really brings me to the 3 zones of discomfort. And again, is discomfort in sales, is making or asking for the big ask, charging a premium. Discomfort in visibility is sharing a bold vision, showing up with an opinion. And the discomfort in decision making is speed and certainty. Again, if you're not a little nervous about what you're doing next, you're probably not leading. And with that, I want to say thanks for checking out today's episode. And I wanted to talk about this for a few reasons. Number one, I spent a lot of that zone this week. I tried to push myself to live in that zone. I'm pushing myself. I push my team to go outside of that, to go into the discomfort, leading boldly and sharing their vision. And in today's meetings, it was really clear that there's finally taking hold with my staff. And it took me a few weeks to kind of push them to get there. Because if you don't share loudly, if you don't share boldly, if you don't share what's within you, nobody will know your capability. And sometimes the greatest product sells better when you charge more. And that's for me what this is all about. Growth. We're pushing the discomfort. So with that, if that resonated with you, click below. Let me know what you worked on this week. Also share with me, where's your comfort zone and where's your discomfort? And for me, I try to spend a lot of time in that discomfort because I know that's where growth is. And that's where the next level is. And if you're up for that, click below, share with me what your next level is. And with that, I want to say thanks for being here. Go out there, live disruptively, and I'll see you next Friday. Thanks, everybody.